No, but I didn't care for Roddy. I didn't care for Roddy at all.
Why?
I thought he was a bully. I thought he bullied people. Like, I think he kind of bullied his way around. I think he told a lot of fucking stories about being fucking, really good with his hands and all this other shit. He came at me one night in a fucking locker room in Boston. I fucking bitch smacked him. And Hulk was in that room, and fucking so was Pac, that are still alive. Randy was in there. I don't know if Eric was in there or not, but I remember when Piper had his podcast, he called me up on the phone. He said, "Can we go over it?" And you say, "I'll say I threw you out of the room." Like, like I ended up. I'm like, "No, he didn't fucking. He didn't toss me out of the room."
He wanted to do a little revisionist history.
Yeah, it was like, because I guess he didn't want. I guess somebody had brought it up, and it was like, it was his torn quad.
Right.
So it
Yeah,
was
that's
like
true.
people just kept going to it, much like my CTE and my stuttering, and my
But
and my heavy grandpa breathing.
but what something I always talk to you guys about on camera with the kayfabe shows was I was very aware of the stylistic change that had happened in wrestling. So when Hogan was added, as a viewer, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool and unexpected. I'm like, but he doesn't fit. Like, I knew that something was going to be off unless he had been trained and was going to totally change up the whole thing. So when I would always ask you and Scott about it, and you said like the first night when it was like brother, and like, I guess what, you guys like stepped out and like sat down somewhere and said,
we sat down at a picnic table, and Eric, was in there with Jimmy and Hulk, and Eric came to the picnic table, and Eric basically was just like, he's like, "This ain't working, is it?" We're like, "No, like it's just not working."
Eric Bischoff's role in this. I'm a big Bischoff mark. I always have been. But something I forgot that I was reminded of when I watched the A&E show was I knew he was in the ring on promos, of course, all the time. I forgot he started to work a little. Getting involved in matches. And he, of course, it positions him as being very critical of that decision. And I think that with the hindsight now, probably shouldn't have. But that was at the very end of that run, right?
I never had a problem with him getting in the ring.
Really?
You doing like some karate kicks or some shit?
Yeah. You don't think that was overstepping? You don't think that was part of the overabundance of what was going on and
it
too
felt,
much?
No, to me it felt completely like it was very normal. He was just one of the boys. I mean, it just.
Well, to you guys, but to the viewer though, it's very different, right?
Fuck them. What are they going to do? Fucking shut us down and sell the company?
No, yeah.